Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about how you're getting fisted right up the butt by corporations.
Wow.
Instacart's going to get
Within
you.
the first 20 seconds, you're talking about that. Okay.
I know. Instacart's AI technology is hiking prices as much as 20% for the same item.
Seeing this, like, it's always AI.
It's always AI.
All these issues with Google and like YouTube, AI. There's all these issues like when you're trying to get into these companies with your phone calls and stuff, AI. You're getting ripped off at the store, AI. Dynamic pricing, AI.
I am going to tell you, I do not believe it's actually AI. I think it's actually companies using AI as an excuse to price gouge, as an excuse to fire people. And because the AI, I'm honest, I'm going to be honest here. I've worked with it. It's not as advanced as people think it is. It's incredibly stupid, but they're going to be like, oh, all these mistakes. Oh yeah, it's AI. That's what YouTube, they're trying to blame all the idiocy going on at YouTube. Now, oh, it's AI moderation. It's like, no. You know what you're going to do. You're just saying, oh, it's the magic AI is the one doing it.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, on Etsy, people are like, why are your pages not up for sale on Etsy? I'll tell you why. We had our pages up for sale on Etsy. They belong to us.
The comic book pages. Yeah, people don't know.
The comic book pages. We were selling clownfish pages on Etsy. And we only had it up for a couple days. And then their AI, quote unquote, flagged it. And then a person reviewed it. And they said we violated stuff. So they pulled it down. Well, the only thing that they could potentially have violated was if they were copyrighted things, which they are. But we own the copyright.
We own the copyright.
And it's our pages. And I have repeatedly written them with proof that we own it. And they won't even answer you. Nothing. So you know what, Etsy? Fuck you.
All right.
Fuck you, Etsy. That has nothing to do with Instacart, but I just wanted to make sure I got in there.
Please tell
Etsy I said that.
So there we go. Let's talk about Instacart price gouging. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about McDonald's, this completely robotic McDonald's, which has apparently been around for a year or two now, but people are taking notice because they're
I knew it was out before.
How long until all the McDonald's are like this, where they're all run by robots? I think it's coming sooner rather than later.
Wait, okay, if it's all run by robots, then someone could just easily break right on in. Like, you go to these windows and you see people jumping in the windows and stuff like that and stealing stuff. Well, that would be so easy there.
Yeah, I know. Now, there are humans making the food, I guess. But, yeah, basically you just place an order. There's humans,
a person in the back, it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, the humans behind the curtain make it, and then the robot conveyor belt brings it out to you. But it's already kind of that way. I went to a Burger King the other day, and there were no humans at the counter. They were just touch screens. It was like sheets.
Oh yeah, they have that at McDonald's and stuff too. They just order touch screens.
They actually had touch screens at McDonald's in the early 1990s in California.
Yeah, I do remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, it was so weird because it was like magic back then. Like, I'd never seen a touch screen. We're talking like 1991. And I didn't even know touch screens were possible. It's like, well, what do? Well, you push the button on the screen. You touch the screen. I was told not to touch the screen because you have to wipe it off. No, you touch the screen, and that's what we did. And it was, it wasn't like an iPad, but they were like push buttons or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was magic. That was crazy. But let's talk about how these companies are going to magically drain your bank account. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
If you want more of us, if you actually want more of us, go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com, and you can sign up. And we've got podcasts and forums and all kinds of stuff. And we're going to be doing a lot more going into 2026. We'll use AI to determine what the best course of action is, where price point should be. So, yeah, you sent this over. CNN Business. Instacart's AI technology is hiking prices as much as 20% for the same item, new study reveals.
Yeah, so it was a Consumer Reports study.
Yeah.
That they and Groundwork Collaborative revealed that Instacart displayed different prices on the same household staples sold at well-known stores, including Albertsons, Costco, Kroger, Safeway, and Target. Customers were unknowingly part of a widespread AI-enabled experiment. Where they were basically based on things that they thought you could pay more, they would charge you more. It's like, hell no.
Yeah, it's like corporate practices like these increase prices for American families. When prices are no longer transparent, shoppers can't comparison shop.
Right.
When prices are no longer predictable, shoppers can't properly budget. And this is what I am really worried about with Walmart. They have all these digital price tags, and I think that's so they can gauge who's buying. And they look, Wendy's got all kinds of backlash from this. I think they're going to test the waters with it. And eventually, I'm sorry, people are going to get used to just paying whatever the price is. Some people don't even look at the price. They're just like,
Well,
okay, it's about $5 or whatever.
When it comes to Walmart, I think it's going to be a case where it's more of a dynamic pricing, where they think they're just going to raise prices at different times of day, if that's what they do.
Yeah.
That being said, these guys were like these places where everybody's ordering the same item and getting charged different prices, and that is lack of transparency. I don't see how they can get away with this, because this would be like, they have like price gouging laws and things like that. I would think that there's something that needs to be investigated here, because people, as it said, can't plan. Like if you're trying to budget and you can't afford so much, more money than what you have, you need to be able to know, like I always would comparison shop. I know when there's sales. I know how to use the coupons. I could do all that stuff to get the best deal. By doing this, then you can never get the best deal. They always get the best deal for them, but it's going to be a problem for customers, because there's no rhyme or reason other than we think you can pay more. And that's not, no. If the price for that person's that price, the price for me should be the same price.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is what all of this is about. All of this, AI, what it is about. It's not about making life easier. It's about maximizing profit for corporations.
Then don't go to corporations anymore. To shop local.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the corporations, I mean, this is where it gets really dark, because these corporations basically worm their way into everyday life, and now it's a Walmart, Amazon world, right? Like that's we don't have as many department stores or as many options as we used to. Everybody shops at the same like handful of grocery stores, and department stores are kind of a thing of the past for the most part. Malls are a thing of the past.
Let's be honest, the only reason Walmart's in business is because they get all the food stamp money.
That is actually true.
Let's be honest here.
It was chaos last month.
And my next thing is, fine, then they can charge the food stamp people more, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they're not paying for their own shit anyway. But they won't. They'll charge people that they're already getting all the tax money to pay for the poor people from more money, because we think you can afford more. And it's like, but if I can, just because I can afford more doesn't mean that I think you should get my money. Doesn't mean I'm not saving for something important. Doesn't mean that money doesn't need to go for like medical tests or procedures or something like that, because you think I can pay more. I think you can have lower prices. So
there you go.
Does it work in reverse?
So this is Consumer Reports investigation. Okay, so it's a Consumer Reports investigation which involved orchestrating simultaneous online shopping sessions with hundreds of volunteers aimed to peek inside the black box. Instacart has disclosed its pricing experiments in corporate marketing and investor materials, noting that shoppers are not aware that they're in an experiment, but the company described the resulting price differences as small and negligible.
Okay, but are they going to...
It adds up.
Are they going to, since it was an experiment, are they going to reimburse the customers who didn't know they were part of an experiment and didn't authorize them to do that to them? Are they going to reimburse them for the negligible increases in price that end up adding up? If each item is jacked up $1 or 50 cents, it's negligible until you buy a bunch of them. Are you going to reimburse people for being part of your experiment without their consent or awareness?
Our investigation suggests that the scope of Instacart's price experiments, which are taking place against the backdrop of the fastest increase in food prices since the late 1970s, it's insane. It's far broader and more costly to some consumers than has been publicly acknowledged. Every one of the volunteer shoppers who participated in our test was subject to algorithmic price experiments.
Good. Out these people. Out these price experiments. Just, put it out in the light.
Yep. So... this is Instacart. This is what they said, apparently. Just as retailers have long tested prices in their physical stores to better understand consumer preference, only a subset of only 10 retail partners, ones that already apply markups, do the same online via Instacart. These limited, short-term, and randomized tests help retail partners learn what matters most to consumers and how to keep essential items affordable.
Okay. A couple things. I'm going to call bullshit on this right now. One, you did these experiments without permission. You didn't let them know they were part of an experiment, so that they were, and then you admit that you marked it up on people as part of an experiment. And then how is it going to keep the prices low when you said that the whole reason you're looking at was see buying habits or whatever, so that, it's going to, if these corporations, damn well the corporations aren't doing it for the good of the customer. They're doing it for the good of their wallet and investors. So
That's
there's
exactly
no way
what it
in
is.
hell you're going to convince me that your little fucking experiment wasn't for any other reason than how to price gouge the customers for the corporations. It wasn't to save money or learn spending habits to help customers. My ass.
How much would your ass be? It depends on what time of day it is.
It depends on which store it's selling, apparently, too, and how much money.
And who's buying? How much does your ass cost me? No comment.
No, don't cost anything. I'm not even going to go there. Anyway.
Free ass with purchase. All right. For example, a dozen eggs
You
sold
purchase the cow, you get the ass for free. Anyway.
rump roast. For example, a dozen eggs sold on Instacart at a single Safeway location in Washington retailed anywhere from $3.99 to $4.28, $4.59, and $4.79.
But I thought it was negligible.
That's like $1.
10 cents, negligible. You're talking like almost $1.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's for one item people were buying without knowing, right? And then you're doing that times multiple items. Again, Instacart and these retailers, are you going to reimburse the people you experimented on and you overcharged to for your tests that they were unaware they were even participating in? Are you going to make sure that you make them whole?
Make them whole. In another test, pricing for a box of Safeway's private label cornflakes ranged from 23% between the lowest and the highest, from $2.99 to $3.69. In total, shoppers dependent on Instacart could see a cost swing of about $1,200 a year.
But it was negligible. They said it was negligible.
Okay, so who is using Instacart? Basically, since we're post-pandemic, the only people using Instacart, I mean, it might be convenience or whatever, but it's probably mostly elderly folks, sick folks,
homebound people don't have
homebound
cars.
people who don't have cars, people who probably are having financial problems to begin with, and they're the ones you're going to gouge the most. Because somebody that's more able-bodied probably can go out and buy their own
a lot of people that
groceries,
work a lot or something like that, they don't have the time, and they have money. But a lot of it's going to be people that just cannot get to the store for one reason or another, either lack of transportation or physical ability or whatever. And it's a negligible amount that could cost $1,200 per year. Who do you think that's benefiting? Because if it was benefiting the customer, you'd be trying to see how low you can make costs to benefit the customer, not how much more extra money you can effing get for these retailers, would you? Again, you might want to consider shopping local where they're not pulling this shit with AI stuff. And at least you know the price when you go in is the price you're going to pay.
Yeah, this is going to be, I'm telling you right now, this is what they're pushing for. This is what the new normal is going to be. They're going
Not if we say no. Not if the consumer's like, screw you, no way. It's got to be, this stuff's got to be stopped now. I don't want to hear it's the new normal. It's only the new normal because they're trying to normalize it. We don't have to accept it.
This is interesting, though. This is correct. This is one of the comments on CNN. I've noticed on Amazon, if you look at an item and don't buy it, but come back later, it might be cheaper.
It's been like that for a while.
Yeah. So that's what they do. They're trying to figure out, like, okay, how much will you pay for this item? What is the ceiling at? Supply and demand. If they have a lot of them, they need to unload them, and you've looked at them before, then they're going to give it to you cheap. And I've had that happen before.
It's not just Amazon. A lot of online retailers
eBay
do
does
that.
it too. eBay
I know.
does
If you
it.
walk away, well, sometimes sellers will offer you a discount. But like a lot of retailers, if you like put something in your cart and you want to save some money, you let it sit in your cart. If it's not something that's going to sell out or you're really worried you have to get it right then, just let it sit in your cart. And usually in like a day or two, they'll send you an email saying, "Oh, you left something behind." And if you ignore it, a lot of times they'll send you a discount code or something. If you buy this now, we'll give you so much money off or whatever. And that's one way you can get a price cut on it. But it shouldn't be that way at all. The price should be the price.
Yeah, and they've been creeping toward this forever, ever since Walmart dropped price stickers on the merch and they put it on the shelf where they could change it easily, because it used to be, it'd be a pain in the ass to change a price, so the price was the price. But it
rarely ever goes down. It almost always just goes
never
up.
goes down unless it's on clearance.
Or it's like staples like eggs and stuff fluctuate. But a lot of things, it never goes down. It just increases, I guess, on clearance. It increases in price and creeps up in price. And people just need to put their foot down and be like, no, we're done with this. Like the reason we're doing a video on this is because, one, we cover tech, and this is tech. But two, I want to make sure it gets out there. Share this with everyone. Show them what's going on. Because this is Instacart doing an experiment without letting you know they were experimenting on you. How many other companies are going to see this and try the same shit?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, no. They're going to keep doing this until we as consumers say, no, you're not getting our money.
Yep, that is it. We got to say no. Just say no. We got to wrap it up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.